Hey everybody, this is Anne. Thank you so much for joining me. So yes, I'm on a cruise ship, and in fact, we are cruising around Japan. This has been a great opportunity that my husband and I had. We are super grateful to have been able to do this and really thankful. However, on a cruise ship, you are not supposed to carry a knife, apparently. A rule that, while I don't think it's a great rule, I did agree to it. By getting on the cruise ship. I knew that ahead of time, so I did not bring any knives with me. Now, I should have brought my Swiss card nail care, but if I had, I wouldn't have gone looking for this stuff and found some really cool items. Now, all of the items I'm going to show you today are, strangely, available at 7-Eleven in Japan. This is a ubiquitous store. Not every 7-Eleven carries the same things, but they have some really great stuff. Now, if you're from the United States, you remember 7-Eleven as I think maybe it's still around in some places. I haven't seen one in quite a while, but it's like a mini mart kind of place. If you watch The Simpsons and you're not familiar with 7-Eleven, the place that Apu runs would be like a 7-Eleven. Not where you would consider going to buy some upscale stuff, but I'm going to tell you, they have really good quality items for really low prices. I would totally be in favor of having this kind of 7-Eleven in the United States. So sorry about the weird camera angles and presumably bad audio quality. This is kind of what we're stuck with here on this ship. Now, let's start with this item. This is so cool, and in fact, it's the first thing that I bought. It is a Kokuo POI Pen. You can barely see here the Kokuo labeling on there. This pen works by, I said pen, it's a scissors. It works by pressing down on this little button, sliding forward, and the scissors extends. It cuts paper and similar things very well. Because I don't have a knife, I did use this to open some packaging that I would normally have used a knife for, and you know how that is with the scissors, but it worked fine. It is a really nice choice. I'm going to be showing you the prices for all of this when we get to the notebook at the end, and I'm going to change the camera angle for that. So this is really cool, and this is actually available on Amazon for what is probably a reasonable price in some other colors. This is white. It also comes in, I think, black, green, pink, and blue. Now let's move on to this pen. You know what, you guys, I have continued to promise a multi-pen video. And the reason you don't have that is because I am in way over my head in the multi-pen realm. But let's just take this one for example. This is a Jetstream 3. No pencil on this. It just has 3 colors of pens. I paid, I don't know, under $4 for this, maybe $3. I'll have that for you in a minute. To work it just like any multi-pen, you slide this down. This is kind of the regular multi-pen style. There are other styles as well, so if you don't like this style, don't forever give up on multi-pens. But one thing I like about this is that the ink is really smooth. It has a 0.5 millimeter width, which is a little bit narrow for, I would say, maybe Westerners, maybe Americans. I think 0.7 is more common for us. This is also available in 0.35. And you know, when you're writing Japanese characters, there's a lot of lines to fit into a little space, so that is, I think, why these smaller pens are more popular in Japan. But now, when I extend this black one, you can see there in the tip it looks kind of black, and here it's blue, and then when the red one is out, it's red. So you know when you go to write what color you're writing with. And I would say this is superior to some other multi-pens out there. And really, for the price that you pay there, it's really good. The clip is nothing special, but it's pretty strong, it seems, and would be able to clip even onto larger items. Very nice item, not really pocket-sized, but very nice. You guys, this thing is amazing. This is definitely my favorite purchase. It is a folding ruler. It only works in centimeters. It does not work in inches. It does fold open, and if I can do that one-handed here, we will see. Now you can kind of see it's like stopping at different places. Well, that's because of some other features it has. So this opens up to a full-size ruler, and it has a nice edge on it if you are trying to write in a notebook and want to make lines, for example. It's really nice for that. But that's not the only thing it's nice for, because you can see here it has little holes each centimeter. And you can use those either to draw straight lines by putting your finger at the edge of the paper to line it up, and you put the pen in the hole and slide down the paper. Or you can use it to draw circles. If you have a pen with you or something else small, a pin with you or something else small that you can put in there, you can put the pen or pencil you're using to draw a circle or an arc in any of these other holes and just draw right around that, like spiral it around where, say, the pin is in one of the other holes, and you will draw a nice smooth and even arc. It works very nicely for that. I love that so much. Also, it has the ability to measure angles from 0 up to 180 degrees in 15-degree increments. And you can also use it to draw angles, but you can see if you were trying to draw an angle, you would have, this whole area would be missing here. So you'd have to draw part of the angle and then extend the lines later. But it's really, really nice, you guys. You can measure all of these different angles. Here, I'll use this as a backdrop there. You can measure all of these different angles very easily with this, just along the inside edges of this. I'm going to call it a multi-ruler. What do they call it? Oh, they call it a multi-ruler. And this is by Midori, which is also known for their paper products. There you go, if you can see on my hand there. The Midori multi-ruler. This thing is amazing. You guys, it's really, really cheap here, but it is not expensive on Amazon. I've seen these before. I've considered buying them. I did not understand what good quality it was. I mean, it's very lightweight. It's not like it's, you know, some industrial thing, but for paper uses or for regular measuring uses, this is awesome. Now, my husband always laughs at me. Actually, people laugh at me a lot because I always like to have a ruler with me. However, I'll tell you what, we were going to buy some chopsticks, and apparently you're supposed to measure some distance on your hands when you go to buy chopsticks. And my husband is like, oh, how are we going to measure this? I was like, oh, no problem. I pulled out my multi-ruler, and we measured our hands and got the right size chopsticks. So that was extremely cool. I'm going to change the camera angle here to show you this notebook. This notebook is a Kokuo Campus mini notebook. And I wrote inside of here in our pen some information about the Midori 16 centimeter multi-ruler. Under $7 on Amazon, it's about $2.50 in 7-Eleven in Japan. I would say for under $7, it is still worth it if you want to measure angles on paper, want to draw, want to have a nice straight edge that is super light and easy to take with you. I'm not sure it would be super durable if you wanted to like put it in your wallet or someplace it might get bent. That would be the only concern I have for that. But I would say otherwise, totally worth it. Now those Kokuo POI scissors are really nice. They're 4.1 inches long or 10.5 centimeters. They do lock close. They're about $10 on Amazon. You know, if you really want something like this, go for that. I don't know that they're worth $10, but they're about $3 at 7-Eleven. Totally, totally worth it. Now that Jetstream 3 multi-pen has 3 colors of ink. It's very smooth writing. In 7-Eleven, you can also buy the refills. Now, refills, I don't want to be like destroying the environment by throwing things away a lot, but I'm happy to use 3 colors of ink. Blue isn't my favorite, but this blue is actually a nice cheerful blue, so I kind of like it. It is still under $6 on Amazon, and you could just treat it as disposable for that price, or maybe just buy black refills. Now, this notebook is pretty awesome. I'm going to show you a feature in here in a second, but this mini notebook, unfortunately, is not available on Amazon. It was about 40 cents in 7-Eleven, and I can't find anybody importing them. However, I do want to show you how this paper is, because this Kokuo Campus notebook comes with this type of paper. It's lined, but you can see there are dots on it, if you can see that. And here's their description of how to use that. Basically, you can line up your characters and also use it for drawing. It is a really, really nice option. Now, finally, when you are shopping for some of these things on Amazon, they are from Japan. The descriptions are written in English, usually. Sometimes they're written partially in Japanese, but you'll find that the pictures that they include are written in Japanese often. And I'm going to show you, using Google, how you can, Google Translate, how you can get that information in English so you can feel more confident buying these purchases. Let's take a look at that. The first thing you're going to do is snap a picture on your phone, just like a screen capture, of the image that you want to translate. Next, you go and download Google Translate, tell it you want to translate from Japanese to English or whatever language you're dealing with, and it can probably auto-detect it anyway. Then go to the picture setting, and when you're there, it will give you an opportunity to use a picture from your camera. So you don't have to use the camera and point the camera at it. You can actually use a picture from your camera, and then it can interpret that for you or translate that for you. And it works really well, and I think I'm going to be using this in the future, now that I've become a lot more comfortable with Google Translate, to get better information when I go to buy a Japanese or other language titled product on Amazon. Anyhow, I hope this was kind of interesting, kind of fun, and thank you guys all so much for your support. I really, really I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to take this trip, but as I've been out here and responding to some comments and talking to people about some videos, it's really been nice. You guys are a wonderful group of people, and I just want to thank you for that. Take care.